She didn't recognize me at first. That was the first mistake. I was standing beside the convoy, sleeves rolled, boots dusted from inspection. She stepped off the transport like she was arriving at a ceremony held in her honor. Polished boots, perfect posture, that familiar superior half-smile. Her eyes dropped to my feet. She laughed. "Still wearing those?" She said loudly. "You never learn. Honestly, you're an embarrassment." The word hit old scars. She tossed her duffel toward me. "Carry my bags to the barracks. At least try to be useful." The others snickered. I bent, lifted her bag, and said nothing. Silence has always been my weapon. When we were kids, she used to make me walk behind her so her friends wouldn't see my worn shoes. She cared about image. I cared about surviving. She was father's pride. Perfect grades. Clean uniforms. Shiny awards. I was the quiet one. Mud on my hands. Questions in my head. I didn't announce goals. I built them. When I joined the military, she laughed then too. "You won't last," she said. "This isn't a movie." She was right. It wasn't. It was worse. Cold nights. Long marches. Evaluations that didn't care about last names or family pride. I learned discipline the hard way. Earned every stripe. Every nod of approval. While she curated perfection, I cultivated resilience. Years passed. We spoke less. When we did, it was always subtle competition. She'd mention her assignments. I'd listen. She never once asked about mine. Then I saw her transfer request. Destination this base. The elite one. The one under my command. I could have denied it, quietly, efficiently. I approved it instead. Not out of anger. Out of design. Back in the present, we crossed the courtyard. She walked ahead, assuming I was following orders. She didn't question why we were heading toward headquarters. "Barracks are that way," she said, glancing back. "I know," I replied. Inside the building, officers straightened as I passed. She didn't notice at first. She was adjusting her collar in the reflection of the glass. Then it happened. "Good morning, Major." The word landed between us. She slowed. Another voice. "Morning, sir." Her steps stopped completely. I kept walking. An orderly hurried over and took the bag from my hands. "I'll handle this, Major." Her face changed. Confusion first. Then calculation. She looked at my chest. The insignia, the rank she had never bothered to check. "Major." "Since when?" She whispered. 2 years ago. 2 years of her assuming she was ahead. 2 years of me letting her believe it. The hallway felt smaller now. The air heavier. "You could have told me," she said. "I did," I answered calmly. "You just never listened." That was the truth she wasn't ready for. She had always seen me as the younger sibling trying to catch up. She never considered I might have surpassed her. "I earned my transfer," she said quickly, defensive. "I know," I replied. "I approved it." Her eyes widened. "Why?" "Because humiliation teaches faster than lectures. Because perspective requires proximity. Because I wanted you to stand where I stand and feel it. But I didn't say that." "This base is selective," I said instead. "Every name is reviewed carefully." Understanding dawned slowly. "You're in charge here," she said. "Yes." Not loud, not proud. Just factual. She straightened, instinctively falling into formal posture. For the first time in our lives, she wasn't leading the room. "Report to briefing room 3 in 10 minutes, Lieutenant," I said. "Lieutenant." The rank sounded different now. She nodded. 10 minutes later, the officers stood when I entered. Salutes snapped into place. The room moved with quiet precision. She stood near the wall, not at the table. I took my seat at the head. Throughout the briefing, I spoke evenly. Clear directives. Strategic updates. No theatrics. No pointed remarks. I didn't need to single her out. Reality was doing that for me. When the meeting ended, the room emptied. She stayed. "I misjudged you," she said. There was no sarcasm in her voice. Just something unfamiliar. Humility. "Yes," I said. "You did." She looked at my boots again. Still scuffed. Still unpolished. "You never cared what people thought," she murmured. "I cared," I corrected. "I just cared about the right things." There was a long pause. "I thought you were behind me," she admitted. "You were looking backward," I replied. I was looking forward. That was the difference. I never tried to outshine her. I outworked her, quietly, consistently. Revenge isn't always about taking something away. Sometimes it's about standing tall and letting someone Confront the truth they built for themselves. I could make her life difficult here. Reassign her. Block her growth. I won't. She'll earn her place the same way I did. Under my command. As she turned to leave, she stopped. I'm proud of you, she said softly. For years, I wanted to hear that. Now it didn't matter. Pride from her wasn't validation. It was acknowledgement. And that was enough. Later that evening, I stood outside headquarters. The sun dipped low, casting long shadows across the yard. My boots were still scuffed. Still worn. They've carried me through mud, through doubt, through every quiet insult. She used to see them as weakness. Now they're proof. They call me Major here. Not because of polish. Because of endurance. And every time she hears it, she remembers the day she laughed. I didn't need to shout. I didn't need to humiliate her. I just needed her to see me clearly. Sometimes justice isn't loud. Sometimes it's a single word spoken in a hallway. Major? And this time, she was the one standing behind me.